Hi everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of season 2 of the A Bit of AI show. In this episode, we will talk with Laila about her life in AI. Hi everyone, and welcome again to the fourth episode of season 2 of the A Bit of AI show. In this episode, we will talk with Laila about her life in AI. My name is Henk Boelman. I'm a white male with brown hair, wearing glasses, and today I'm wearing a beige shirt with my name on it, this side.
And hi everyone, my name's Amy. I'm a female with long blonde hair that's kind of wavy, and I'm wearing a grey jumper today.
And hi everyone, once again welcome to the A Bit of AI show. This show is all about the story from the people behind the AI systems. In our job, Amy and I meet so many people around the world, and we realize that there are so many different skilled people involved in creating an AI solution, from pre-sales and consultancy to creating the deep neural networks itself and running them in production. So in this show, we invite people from all over the world that are professionals in the AI space to have a chat about what they are actually doing during the week. So this is the fourth episode of season 2, and we couldn't be more excited to start talking to our guest and learn more about what she does. And as always, all the links and everything we talk about is available on our website, abitofai.show.
And don't forget, logistically, remember we always have the A Bit of AI cafe, which is 30 minutes after the live show on TV. And one of the great bits about the cafe is you're able to come, you're able to ask questions directly of our guests. We have a really good chat, a discussion, we share useful links. It's always a really rewarding space just for 30 minutes after the show. So if you want to join us, go to aka.ms/abitofai-cafe.
So let's get started and invite Laila to the screen.
Hello.
Hi Laila, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. Thanks so much for having me here. That's really great to talk about AI.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're very, very excited to hear from you. If people saw our holding slide, you're a co-founder of a business. And so let's start there, shall we? Tell us who you are, what you face of AI.
So actually, I'm based in New Zealand. So and I'm using AI. First, I'm using the data, and then I found I need more insight out of that. So coming from a data perspective, and then I moved to AI area, which actually helped me to get more insight out of data.
That's very cool. And what does the day job look like? What are you currently working on? Where are you working at? Tell us a bit more about that.
So actually, I'm coming from a data part. I'm an AI and data platform MVP. So I kind of use both of them. Because I'm interested to writing about AI and data analysis. So my day always start with looking at the list of the idea that I have for writing a blog or creating video. So before going to email or anything, I have the list and I'm going to see them. Sometimes create a short video about what's new in AI in Microsoft space or about the data analysis part. And I start with that because after that I get busy with the work. So I try to make that one work. So that's how I start my day always.
That's great.
And so after that.
So for you not to be the first thing that you do is open email or Teams or whatever just service you're using is hard not to do it, isn't it? So that must take a lot to get into the creative space first thing. But yeah, what else do you do during your day? That's just the morning.
Yeah, so that's a start from that, and then definitely I start with lots of emails. So some of the emails that come, and I normally try to answer some of them that's kind of in priority, and then kind of kind of arrange them. And then after that, because I'm in the data part, so I work with a customer that they have huge amount of data and they want to get insight and out of that. So lots of kind of the chatting with the customer to see that how it works. And then I always try to keep 1 or 2 hours between my work. And these days mostly work from home, so I'm going out for a walk with my dog. So it's kind of the my spare time, which is really good. And then after that, I normally come home and just cook some food, and then so again back to work. Sometimes I kind of do the lots of speaking, mostly at the evening with a user group or other, or sometimes going to learn something about data or AI, some new things. So that's kind of, so it starts from writing a blog to the evening that I'm going to learn or present something in other conferences or events.
Love to hear about the dogs. We should make that a thing on social media, dogs of AI. And hearing that you it's good for you, it's good for your health as well, as you said. Whilst lots of us are, but one of the things I want to dig into is that mention of community. Now, I know you really well from the AI community. So how did you get into the community, and kind of what is it about the community you really enjoy?
So I kind of figured out about community in 2014 and 13. Actually, that's the time I'm involved. Through that time, we have SQL Pass, SQL Saturday. That I coming from data part, and then I'm involved in the AI community. That actually the best one is created by you guys on Global AI. I really love that. So that's a space that actually people we have events through that. If we face some problem about new things, we are in touch to each other, and we know people who are in this space. And to be honest, this is a community that actually encouraged me to learn more, because I see people have questions in the community ask, and that's become inspiration to see, okay, I don't know the answer, so let's go learn it, and then kind of write a blog post or share it in social media with other people. So I really love this community space and also the amazing events that happen through that.
Oh, that is so cool. And thank you for calling out the Global AI community. We're always really happy to have you co-organize the events. You're also joining with an online event, I think, in Back Together, and that consists even of multiple communities organizing an event for Wall New Zealand.
Yeah. So this time, you mean for the next week?
Yeah, next week. Is it next week? No, 2 weeks, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. So actually, yes, because unfortunately we are still in a lockdown. So normally we have it in person, but this time we are two organizers, one in Wellington, one in Auckland, and we decided to collaborate to each other. Even for the last time that we have, again, it was online, but by chance I was in Wellington, so all of us gathered together, and it was really fun for us that people in the AI space, they organized a global AI night together, and that was really cool. So we really enjoyed that.
Nice. And what are you going to do this event? Are you going to do workshops, or do you have talks?
So for this time, we normally for a long day we do workshops, but this is the first time that we decided to do the kind of workshops hands-on for 2 hours. So one is we are going to see how we can use the Azure kind of Azure function for the image processing. That's a workshop designed by AI Global Bootcamp. So we are going to use that one. And another one is something from ourselves that is using Lobe, is a image processing tools that's very easy. People can do that. So two different workshops, one material come from AI Global, and another one that's something that we work. So I think hopefully people like that.
Yeah, that is really cool. I saw Lope.ai you're talking about. I saw that for the first time on the Global AI Student Conference last time. It is really, really cool. I liked it too.
Yes.
So, but
Yeah, and it's
enough. Yeah, enough about what you're doing now, because that is all really amazing. But I want to know, how did you get into AI? What did you study? What did you learn at school? And how did you get to this point in your career?
Yeah, so same as other parts of my career, that is like a surfing. So it's kind of, I start as a C sharp developer back to 2000, and then gradually I move and I found that I actually love the data parts of the web development and web application development. So I moved to the data, and then after that, in the next step, I see, oh my God, BI is really nice. In the middle, in 2015, I was doing my PhD in university, and I'm designing a tourist recommendation system. And that time I get to in touch with the machine learning algorithm. And that's a point that actually I start, and I can say the first kind of the programming application is was not R or Python. I start with Azure ML first. And then after that, I start to learning R and Python by myself. But that's a start from 2015.
Cool. Um, so that sounds all really nice, and that you love AI and love your work. But there must be something really annoying about your role in AI, and we want to know what that is.
It's data actually. So, I think most of people in the AI space know that they go to the customer and they ask about they want some AI, predictive analytics or descriptive, and they give them lots of data. But when you go into data, you see, no, you couldn't use that data for that purpose. You couldn't find a pattern properly. Data is not really good. So I think that part, the matching between the data and required of the customer, then their need is a bit challenging.
Excellent. I don't think we ever heard the data part in the show yet.
No, I was going to say, but it shows kind of where you've come from as well. And you've kind of come from that SQL as SQL kind of part of technology with data, business intelligence, and actually you've obviously always valued good quality data, well organized data, well architected data. So yeah, absolutely love that perspective. It's a new one, but it's definitely a good one. What do they say? Like garbage in, garbage out. So if you've got a bit like, machine learning won't work super well if you've not got exactly what you're looking for in the data. You talked a little bit about moving from different parts of your career, so from C# to more the data stuff, and then gradually into AI. I know obviously you've talked a bit about starting out with something like Azure Machine Learning, which is now Azure Machine Learning Designer. So if anyone wants to go and try out where Layla started, it's still there. It's still amazing. And then into the Python and R piece. How do you go about that learning of new technology? Because it sounds like you just threw yourself in, like, yep, we're going to go learn something completely different now. Like, how do you handle that learning process? Do you have a process?
Yeah, it's a start with a process, but at the same time, it's kind of the project that I face or the community problem that I see. So, for example, when I start working with Azure ML company, I found that I really don't know a lot about algorithm behind the scene. So that's become a new chapter. I start reading books, academic books, or even the how to implement myself. So it's actually step by step happens. So each problem I face is actually, it was a door to read more about that. And also, not my own problem, is happening in social media that people tag me. They said, hey, I want to do this with R in Power BI or other tools, and we couldn't do that. So that's again, it's become more investigation for me, and I found, oh, I didn't know this space at all, so it's good to know. So it's kind of the self-learning happen like this for me, at least. That's why I really love to be in community, because it's yes, I give to community, but I learn a lot more from that community. So it's really that's a process I must learning. Yeah.
I really like that. I like a lot of people say that they're like, oh, you can do the demo, you can do the quick start, but after that you've got to have a problem that you're actually trying to solve in order to truly learn the intricacies, or the specifics of a technology, especially in the cloud. Piecing them together even is a whole thing. So yeah, that's it's really, really cool to hear. And then obviously feeding it back into the community. We've heard that from a lot of our guests. Like, I know a lot of people find by teaching, they actually it helps them to understand better. Is that something you take from community as well?
Yes, it is. Yeah, definitely for me almost. I remember I start about last year to start to have workshops for women to get certified in AI. And before that, I didn't attend any exam of the Microsoft AI. But when I attend the first one, that was AI 900. So I said, okay, I love it. So let's go and learn other learning paths. And I'm not really good on pipeline, so I start to the other one, and suddenly I get all of them. And that's the kind of I teach that, but I learn more. So I really appreciate that opportunity.
It's a good call out if anyone's looking for more structured learning. We do a lot of AI Microsoft exams, so do go check them out. You've mentioned so many different technologies. Power BI, I'm a big fan of Power BI. I think everyone knows that in the community. And then obviously using that with data pieces. Wow, it's been really interesting, Layla, to dig into some of our questions, where you've come from, what you're doing now, what excites you. You've talked about the community. If we can, we would like to move on to our quickfire questions. So our quickfire questions between the two of us of asking of these questions. And the only thing that we ask is, obviously you've not seen these before, so these are going to be new, but also that if you can, try and keep the answer sort of quite succinct in some senses. And then what we'll do is we'll end up discussing some of the patterns we see from all of our guests. So there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer, there's only your answer. And that's kind of really interesting to everyone out there. So are you ready for our quickfire questions?
Yes, please. Yeah, that's exciting to me.
Fabulous. We'll start with a nice easy one to get started. So what was your first computer? Can you remember?
Yeah, actually, I forget the model. I'm very bad on these things, but it was actually a desktop one with a small monitor, and I connect to internet with a dial-up one. I remember still the sound.
Don't we all? That's certainly a sound that only a certain of people remember. And then all of a sudden, people after a certain year actually don't even know what that sound is. I always found that quite fascinating. But yeah, good question. That's got us started.
So next question. What programming language was used in the last project you worked on?
I think it was. I don't know what is kind of. I said DAX because I'm writing some DAX in Power BI, but if I want to set something familiar, Python. That actually the last project that I did was Python.
It's always Python.
Nice. It's always Python. There's definitely a pattern that we see from our guests. If you want to be a guest on the show and not answer that question with the word Python, feel free to reach out to us. But DAX is another good one. So, Layla, can you describe what is DAX for those who don't know what it is?
Oh, DAX is a data analytical language expression in Power BI that actually help people to write calculation inside Power BI. So it's kind of the dynamic one and run on memory for quick kind of calculations.
Great. Oh, what a wonderful explanation of it as well. Very, very efficient. Cool. The next question is, what is the most useful thing you've learnt in AI?
What is a useful thing? Most
Yeah,
useful. Okay.
Most useful? Yeah, have you used it a lot? Is it the foundations of everything on top of it? Yeah, what have you found useful to learn in AI?
So I think the concepts of the algorithm, I really enjoy that. So when I go to the algorithm behind like CNN and kind of the how they work is actually it's hard to understand, but it's kind of helped me to work better with them. So that's the exciting part and useful part for me.
I agree with that. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Excellent. So, what is your favorite event on the AI calendar?
Yeah, next week one. So definitely I'll enjoy that, and also I enjoy AI Summit, and also our events always global AI is one of them because people from our community come.
That's a good one. Yeah, AI Summit. When's the next? So Global AI Community, the next event's a couple of weeks. GlobalAI.community if you want to go to the website and check it out. AI Summit. Do you know when the next one of that is?
I need to check. I'm very bad on numbers. I always need to check
Same.
the calendar. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know whether there's one coming up or whether there's one just been. I feel like I have been seeing some stuff about it. So, yeah, so if someone can go search for AI Summit, let us know when the next one is. So the next question, we're doing really well. We're getting through our questions. What area of AI is on your list to skill up on next? So what are you thinking about learning next in AI?
I'm a bit kind of away from the development of the AI. I mean that I know Python, but how to use it because I'm away a bit from C sharp environment, a bit more in data part. So that's a part that I get questioned from people, but I couldn't kind of. I'm not really powerful on that, and I'm really getting interested to know more about how to use kind of in the C sharp application and these libraries. I know how to in Python, but not in C sharp. I'm a bit not confident, so that's the next step.
That's an interesting one. Are you finding there's demand for that as well? I'm sure a few of our viewers have strong C sharp skills. That's something you're seeing
Yeah,
in.
because I I get from some developers, so they ask me question about ML, so I know how to do it in Python or Azure ML. But when I'm talking about the libraries there, so I'm a bit I need to check. So I need to learn more about them.
Like that. Yeah, no, it's a good one. It's a new one, certainly. It's good.
Excellent. Last question. What was the first project skill you built in AI?
That was a text analytics. I working in a CRM project. They get feedback from customer and they want to analyze that. And that time there is no self-service AI as now. There is a cognitive services exist there, but it's very hard to use them inside Power BI and SQL. So I start to write my own R and Python for that, and that's actually I couldn't say it's very successful, but I learned a lot through that about text mining there. So I love that.
Text is I don't know if I've noticed that text has come up a lot as one of the first skills that people have built in AI, and it's because actually it was one of the first skills I built in AI also. I wonder, maybe it was just the time, like the period. Maybe now it's image. I don't know. We might have a student coming on our show right in the future, so that'll be a really interesting one to see whether the first thing is a different type of data because we've kind of grown in even further to machine learning and AI. That'll be an interesting one to check out. But Layla, congratulations, you have survived the quickfire questions, and we really appreciate all your insightful answers. It's been really, really great to speak with you, but as always, we are coming up to the time where we need to say goodbye for the show. So Layla, you'll be joining us in the cafe. So if people want to join us to ask Layla more questions, we can do some sharing of links and summaries. There's been all sorts mentioned in this session. Then do join us at aka.ms/abitofai-cafe. And Layla, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you over there.
Oh, thank you. That was great talk to you both, and thanks so much for having me. I really enjoyed it. So we'll join to the cafe in a couple of minutes, and then we have fun, I'm sure.
Always.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've got a couple of minutes left, Henk. One of the interesting pieces, we normally do an announcement. I think we spoke very briefly there. Global AI Community has happened in a couple of weeks. If you want to join the cafe, do come join us, aka.ms/abitofai-cafe, straight after this episode. So in about just a few minutes, join us over there. Also, wanted to call out, there's a few different technologies that Layla mentioned. So Azure Machine Learning Designer was a big one that she mentioned, as well as the Azure Machine Learning Service, and also Power BI. If you want to learn about any of these technologies that she mentioned, a really great place to start is Microsoft Learn. Really sort of self-driven, self-guided learning. So if so, a nice easy one for you, aka.ms/learn, and just go search for the technology name. Henk, any other announcements on your side?
No, except that the Global AI Student Conference is also still happening. The registration is open. The schedule is there. Mm-hmm. We announced it 2 days ago. So that is on aiconf.education.
aiconf.education. And that's not a conference for students, that's a conference by students for, right?
For everyone, yes.
For everyone. Love that. That's amazing. And I remember last time they do some really cool talks, like you said, about Lobe AI. I think that was one that came up last time.
Yeah, there will be some really interesting talks that I never heard of, so I'm even excited to start watching.
Yeah, just like Layla said, learn a lot from the community. If you give, you certainly receive much, much more. With that, we are close to time. So thank you so much for joining us today. As always, everyone, if you're new to the show, on demand or on our website at abitofai.show. Do come and join us in the cafe, the A Bit of AI Cafe. It's a small networking environment to have really great conversations and share resources. If you go to aka.ms/abitofai-cafe. So hopefully we'll see you over there. If not, we will see you next week where we'll have another episode of A Bit of AI. So thanks for watching. This has been A Bit of AI with Henk and Amy.
See you next week.